And welcome out to Phoenix, Arizona on a beautiful Thursday afternoon here at GCU Softball Stadium for the opener of the GCU Invitational. I'm Fletcher Like alongside Taylor Bond for this afternoon's matchup between the 10-1 GCU Lopes and the 5-5 San Jose State Spartans. GCU is coming off a successful road trip to Waco, Texas, where GCU took 4 out of 5 wins. San Jose is 5-5, but has played 2 top 25 opponents in number 5 Oregon and number 17 Utah. In the circle today for GCU, Taylor Nolan. Nolan has a 3.09 ERA and 7 wins. Taylor, what has impressed you so far this season about Taylor Nolan?
Nolan really has come out and become the strong WAC preseason pitcher of the year that we have expected from her. She's done a lot so far to bring the momentum up for this team. She's really carried them a long way through the 11 games that they've played so far. She's been a leader on this team and has really brought the momentum on all sides. She did a great job, of course, against Baylor, a top-tier team in the nation. And, of course, after this last week, she now ties in the nation for games won. So that's an impeccable statistic, an impeccable reward after this week's play, and we can expect nothing but great things, of course, from her in the GCU Invitational this weekend.
Absolutely. Taylor Nolan starting in the circle for GCU. And we'll go over the starting lineup for the defensive Lopes here. Starting at first base, Bianca Bolig. At second base is Camry Warpton. At third base, Sierra Smith. At shortstop, twin sister Shay Smith. In left, Taylor Kay. Center, Laney Gomez. In right, Lorianne Olson. And behind the plate, Kenzie Hill. The first pitch from Nolan is outside to Casey Watt. The lineup for San Jose State Spartans, Casey Watt, Brittany Aberlacci, Madison Oren, Alexandra Luna. As the 1-0 pitch is fouled back. Janessa Lozano, Georgia Blair, Cassidy Clark, Emma Ensminger, and Chelsea Jenner. Casey Watt has a .292 batting average, 7 hits, and 4 runs scored as she looks at an off-speed pitch for strike number 2. It's a 1-2 count now for Taylor Nolan.
Absolutely. Casey Watt, a senior out of Salinas, California. She was a Mountain West Scholar athlete last year in 2016 in Academic All-Mountain West. Of course, appeared in 45 games and 19 starts last year. Batted .291 with 23 runs and 14 RBIs.
Hitting just under 300 here to start the season in 10 games for the Spartans. Playing in right field today. Swing and a miss. That's out number 1 here for the Lopes.
Of course, Nolan ratted off 18 strikeouts in GCU's first road tournament, of course, this past weekend. 2.24 earned run average. So Nolan coming in with strong statistical base this weekend after, of course, 2 tournaments now under the GCU belt.
Going down to Waco, Texas to play in the Baylor Getterman Classic, facing off against top 25 team in Baylor, ranked number 24 right now, dropping that one 1-0 heartbreaker. Taylor Nolan's only loss of the season. The first pitch to the new batter swung on and missed is Brittany Aberlacki.
Now, not only was that Baylor game a good game, but that last game they played against Lamar that went into extra innings, Fletcher, an incredible game. Nolan came in relief in the extra innings with the lights out, no hits, and a pair of strikeouts for that game. So, and of course, that was Coach Ian Pearson's 100th win. So, quite a big deal for the entire squad there.
Yeah, an extra inning walk-off win there against Lamar. The 1-1 pitch is fouled off just down the third baseline. No play for any of the Lopes down the line. Lopes returning home from that Lamar class, that game against Lamar at the Getterman Classic, here to host the 4th annual GCU Invitational. Lopes facing off against San Jose State and a couple of other notable teams in Nevada, Rhode Island, and Portland State. The 1-2 pitch is fouled back. Excuse me, it's a ball. 2-2.
Absolutely. Big weekend for softball, of course. 4 teams here traveling to GCU Stadium.
2-2 pitch lifted. It's going to be playable. The first baseman, Bianca Bolig, drops the ball, but it's in foul territory, so it's going to be a foul ball. The ball landed back in fair territory, but Bolig touched the ball in foul territory, so it's going to stay foul, and it's going to be a 2-2 count still here to Bockerly.
Of course, this is the opening game here in GCU Softball Stadium for the weekend. The only game today, Fletcher, but lots to catch up on tomorrow. And of course, the other teams that are here will be playing against one another, but all GCU games will be streamed right here live on GCU TV.
Yeah, 5 games tomorrow here at GCU Softball Stadium. The Lopes will play in 2 of those games against Portland State and Nevada, hosting Nevada back in the inaugural GCU Invitational, sweeping both contests against the Wolfpack. Out number 3, and Taylor Nolan sends them down in order as Lopes go 3 up, 3 down, heading to the bottom of the first here on GCU TV. GCU now offers a unique opportunity to earn your doctorate through an on-campus evening cohort. Doctorate programs in education and in philosophy are now enrolling. Scholarships are available. The next evening cohort begins in March. For more information, visit gcu.edu/doctoral 2017.
Absolutely. The Lopes coming in to the season this weekend 10-1. That's the best mark since its Division I transition back in 2014. And of course, all the talk this year is that this is the last year that they're in the provisional period before being able to be a part of full Division I status next year and be able to compete, postseason in nationals and, postseason play. So great things for GCU and for Ann Pearson, bringing in some fresh faces, of course, and returning over 50% of the roster, though, this year. This is going to be a great year for GCU softball and going into that full status next year.
A lot expected out of every single GCU program next year, the first year they're eligible for postseason play. In the circle for San Jose State is Colette Riggs, has a 2.25 ERA in 6 appearances. This is her 4th start. She's pitched 16-point-nothing innings, and she'll face off against a potent lineup led off by Shea Smith, her twin sister Sierra Smith, and Nikki Gonzalez. In the 4-hole is Lainey Gomez. Hitting 5th, Camry Wortman. 6th spot, Lorianne Olson. Hitting 7th, Kenzie Hill. 8th, Bianca Bowling. And the 9-hole hitter, Taylor Kay.
Absolutely. Shea Smith currently 3rd on the squad with a .394 batting average. Tallied 5 doubles, 1 triple, and 1 home run so far this year.
First pitch missed. Second pitch is a strike, so it's 1-1 here to Shea Smith. Defensively for San Jose State behind the plate, Alexandra Luna. At first, Madison Oren. At third base, Emma Ensminger. At second, Cassidy Clark. And at shortstop, Georgia Blair. Around the outfield from left to right, Chelsea Jenner, Brittany Abockerly, and Casey Watt in right field. The 2-1 pitch bunted. Right back at the pitcher. The pitcher will field it and have no play at first base. It gets past the first baseman, and Smith is on with an infield single.
Absolutely. Great little play for Shea Smith right there, getting on base. That'll be good for the Lopes early on into this game. Little misstep there for San Jose, causing Smith to get on the lead. So now it'll be her twin sister, Sierra Smith, up to bat.
Sierra Smith stepping in with a runner at first, her twin sister Shea, with Nikki Gonzalez on deck, designated player today.
Shea and Sierra do a great job playing both together and making such a difference on this team. Only sophomores coming in last year. Sierra played and started in all 50 games for the Lopes, at a .311 batting average and 52 hits.
2-0 count here to Sierra Smith. The 2-0 from Riggs is fouled back. 2-1 now into the high netting here at GCU Softball Stadium.
Both the Smith sisters coming out of Verrado High School in Waddell, Arizona. So AZ locals.
Sierra's hitting .268 this year. Started every single game for the Lopes. 11 hits, 6 runs scored, and 5 RBIs. 2-2 pitch up and out for ball number 3. That's going to load the count. And Sierra Smith will look to get on base here with that full count, nobody out. 3-2 pitch swung on and fouled back, staying alive here against Riggs. Riggs with a 1-1 record, only allowed 4 earned runs, 7 total. She's walked 8 and struck out 12. Opponents only hitting .230 against her. The 3-2 pitch swung on and fouled back yet again. Great piece of hitting here from Sierra Smith to stay alive in this at-bat.
Absolutely doing a great job of working here, fighting back in this at-bat, knowing her sister's on first, trying to make a run of things here.
The payoff pitch is low, and that's going to walk Sierra Smith. So both Smiths are on base, and Nikki Gonzalez is stepping in as the designated player.
Batting third, the designated player, number 26, Nikki Gonzalez.
Gonzalez is hitting .324, her 12th start as well. 11 hits, 4 runs scored, 8 RBIs, and 4 doubles. Gonzalez, a junior, will lay off the first pitch that's at his shoulders for a 1-0 count.
Junior out of Tucson, Arizona. Like you said, started all 42 games last year. As catcher, 3 as designated player, was second on the team with batting average of .283, tied for second with 6 doubles, 5 home runs.
1-0 pitch is a strike. Gonzalez squared around a bunt, then pulled it back. So it's 1-1 with runners on first and second, and Gonzalez has a runner in scoring position here early in the first inning with no outs. Bunt shown again, bunted right back at the pitcher. Riggs throws to first. There's an out there at first base, but moves the runners, does what she needed to do. Gets the job done and moves everybody over there on the sacrifice bunt.
That's right, so it'll be the Smith sisters out there on second and third in scoring opportunity now, and it will be Lainey Gomez up to bat for GCU. Lainey, a junior from Perry High School, Gilbert, Arizona. Started in all 50 games last year as a sophomore in the outfield. .326 batting average last year, 42 hits and 2 doubles. She's had an impressive season so far too, .394 average.
Fouls off the 0-1 pitch to make it 0-2, so behind in the count early. No extra base hits for, 1 extra base hit for Lainey Gomez. She's got 13 total and 12 runs scored. Second highest batting average on the team, only behind Lorianne Olson. Olson hitting .414. Gomez hitting .394. The 0-2 pitch is in the dirt for ball number 1.
She had a season high 3 hits against Bradley. Had a double against Bradley as well. She had a great little showing in that tournament early on about 2 weeks ago.
The 1-2 pitch is just outside for ball number 2. San Jose State staff and players in the dugout didn't like that call. Just outside, evens up the count at 2-2.
And only 1 out, so lots of opportunity here.
Ground ball left side, gets through the legs of the shortstop. That's going to score 1 for sure. As Gomez gets a big turnaround first base, and she'll go back.
She does. Looking like she was going to stretch to second. Hesitated there for a second. Decided to make the safe decision to remain at first. But that is going to be 1 run scored for the Lopes. They're now up 1-0 here in San Jose, and it's going to be Camry Wortman up to bat.
Goes down and has an E6 on the shortstop after the ball ran through her legs. There's runners in the corners here for the Lopes with 1 out for Camry Wortman. She looks at a good pitch there from Riggs for strike number 1. Wortman moving from the 3-hole batter to the 5-hole batter here, hitting .342. Her 12th start, started at second base her entire career. She belts one to right field, and it's gonna get out of here. A 3-run shot here by Camry Wortman makes it a 4-0 ball game here in the first.
Absolutely. Great little homer for Camry Wortman. She's going to be excited about that one. She had a great start early on in this season. Came down a little in Waco, but picking it back up here at the start of this GCU Invitational. And, of course, she received preseason all-WAC team for the 3rd year in a row as a senior. So that'll be a great start for her. And that's now 4-0, Fletcher, early on in this first inning. GCU back up to bat.
Yeah, and the bases are cleared here after that shot from Camry Wortman. The first pitch to Lorianne Olson is upstairs for ball number 1. Olson, team best .414 average as a freshman. In her 11th start, she has 29 at-bats and 12 hits. No extra base hits for the right fielder here this afternoon for GCU. 2-0 count, that's going to force a coach out of the coaching box and out of the dugout here for San Jose State, trying to settle down Riggs after that bomb from Camry Wortman.
Absolutely. San Jose looking to answer back now. A little lost here in the bottom of this first, now down 4 so early on in this game. And Fletcher, we had discussed earlier before the game even started about ending in 5 innings if the score ran high, and that's the theme of what we're seeing so far in this first inning. So Lorianne Olson here, a freshman out of Tucson, Arizona, attended Ironwood Ridge High School, getting a little bit of a young collegiate debut here.
The 2-0 pitch is a called strike, so it's 2-1 now to the freshman Lorianne Olson in her 11th appearance for GCU. She's going to lift one into center field. The center fielder, Bockerly, has a play on it, and it's out number 2. That sun can be an issue here with the sun setting behind us, behind the catcher for the outfielders. No mistake there for Bockerly as she makes the catch in center field. That'll bring up Kenzie Hill, the catcher, a transfer from Utah State. She squares around a bunt here, pulls it back, and looks at a first pitch strike here with 2 outs.
It transferred here last year from Utah State. Last year as a junior, she started in 49 of 50 games in the catching position for the Lopes. 287 batting average, 33 hits, and 115 at-bats. 13 doubles and 2 home runs for Hill. The Lopes getting excited here.
Yeah, 2-1 count here for Kenzie Hill. 4 runs have crossed. 3 of them are earned as Lainey Gomez reached on an error. Laced into right center field, and it's another home run. Kenzie Hill takes this one yard to right center, and it's 5-0 Lopes here early in the first.
2 home runs in this first inning, Fletcher. What do you have to say about that for the Lopes? Amazing start here in the GCU Invitational. San Jose looking a little lost out there, and still 2 outs only.
Riggs is leaving some pitches over the top of the plate, and the Lopes have the power. Showed it last year, haven't had the opportunity to show the power here this year, but Kenzie Hill and Camry Wortman, 2 seniors in the squad, taking Riggs' yard here to start things off in the first. Bianca Bowling steps in. She looks at a first pitch strike, but it's 5-0 after Kenzie Hill's solo shot to right center. That looked like it might get down on the warning track or hit the wall, but it just kept carrying with a nice wind carrying from center to the outfield. And if you can lift the ball here, the ball's got a really good chance at getting out of here, as Lopes will continue to look to lift balls in the air. This one's lifted as well. The right fielder has a play on it, catches it on the warning track, inches from getting out of this one. It was well. Ends the inning on a loud out there from Bianca Bowling, and we'll head to the second here as the Lopes lead 5-0 over San Jose State here on GCU TV.
at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Welcome back out to GCU softball stadium here. Taylor Nolan stepping back into the circle. Lopes have a 5-0 lead over San Jose State. 2 home runs were scored and hit in the inning. 5 runs come across. Things led off by Shea Smith. Smith singling to lead things off. Then her twin sister Sierra walked to put runners on first and second. A sacrifice bunt by Nikki Gonzalez moved everybody over a bag. Lainey Gomez reached on an error by the shortstop that scored Shea Smith and moved Sierra Smith over to third. And then a home run by Camry Wortman cleared the bases with runners on first and third, a 3-run homer to right field. And then Kenzie Hill hit a 2-out home run to right center that just kept carrying, and the Lopes are up 5-0. Off-speed pitch there from Taylor Nolan, misses inside. The 1-0 pitch is low in the zone for ball number 2. Nolan, 7-1 record, started things off 6-0 before the Getterman Classic in Waco, Texas against Baylor. A 1-0 loss to the 24th team in the country. And the lone misstep on Taylor Nolan's record so far.
That's right. Against Baylor, she allowed just 4 hits and 4 strikeouts. Gave up the game-winning run in the 6th inning. But overall, great game for her. Rattled off 18 strikeouts in that tournament. 224 earned run average. So her 7th win last weekend. She's tied now for most wins in the nation and ranks 18th in strikeouts with 40.
Nolan's going to be called on a lot this year, along with the rest of the pitching staff, as the pitching staff has been dwindled down to 3 total pitchers. So a lot to be done and a lot of reliance on the 3 pitchers here for GCU the rest of the way, as the Lopes will look to keep winning streaks alive and win the rest of the season as would be desired. Not necessarily attainable, but the Lopes pitching staff is going to be taxed all season long, and we'll look to see if that plays a factor in games late down the stretch as the season progresses.
Absolutely. The pitching's been very interesting so far. Of course, Mariah Valencia coming in, and after a redshirt year being injured, came out and pitched quite well here after that year off in that opening tournament about 2 weeks ago. So we have a young pitcher with a more experienced pitcher as well. Like you said, the coaches are really going to feel taxed going into this season. A lot to work with, but of course only those 3 pitchers.
Multiple 3-2 pitches fouled back here by Alexandra Luna, the catcher for the San Jose State Spartans. She's got a 3-2 count against Taylor Nolan. No outs in the inning, nobody on. Leading things off is Luna. Nolan setting things down in order, 3 up, 3 down. 3-2 pitch fouled off just into the netting. So another 3-2 pitch fouled off here by Luna.
Nolan earned GCU's WAC Player of the Week February 6th through the 12th. That's now her 7th career Pitcher of the Week honor.
3-2 pitch is lined down the third baseline, just foul.
Of course, the Lopes playing Baylor, as we spoke, ranked 23rd in the nation, but that's not the only top-tier team they're going to play this year. Along with Arizona, of course, will be a big game for them to face, Washington and Utah.
Another pitch is fouled back here. Luna staying alive in the at-bat, a long at-bat here against Taylor Nolan. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed in the dirt. The throw down from Hill to first base. Bowling steps on the bag, and it's another strikeout here for Taylor Nolan. She's got 2 so far.
Batting 5th, the designated player, number 15, Janessa Lozano.
Janessa Lozano now up for San Jose to bat. Designated player of the game. Freshman from Whittier, California.
With a 1-0 pitch from Nolan. Off-speed pitch gets in there for a strike. Great changeup there from Nolan.
She has such depth, too. I think that's something that makes her such a composed and confident pitcher, is because she knows she has all these changeups that she can allow.
1-2 count now. The umpire is going to turn around and say it's a 2-1 count. The 2-1 pitch is fouled off. Matt makes it 2-2 here. Pitch up at the shoulders there for Janessa Lozano, the designated player. Two-two pitch is just outside for ball number 3. That's going to fill the count up with 1 out here. Third baseman Sierra Smith hugging that line, as is Bianca Bowling, not giving up a double or a triple down the line. 3-2 pitch fouled back again here by a San Jose State batter.
Of course, Ann Pearson having to be happy about the Lopes start here today. 100th win against Lamar last weekend. Her 14th season here at Grand Canyon.
Strikeout number 3 here for Taylor Nolan in the game, number 2 in the inning, as Nolan gets Lozano swinging as well.
San Jose having a hard time of fighting back against Nolan. Head coach Peter Turner in his 11th season leading the Spartans. He was the 2013 WAC Coach of the Year and the most winningest coach at San Jose State.
San Jose State batters doing well to stay alive in counts.
Yeah.
And battle off 3-2. Taylor Nolan has a 1-1 count now, really utilizing that changeup after getting down early in counts to come back and keep the San Jose State batters off balance and on their toes. The 1-1 pitch is grounded up the middle, and that's going to be the first hit of the game for San Jose State. A single there by Georgia Blair.
Georgia Blair knowing she just has to get on here and attempt to make something happen here for the Spartans. Hopes of answering back to this 5-0 lead in the second inning. 2 outs. In this GCU Invitational, of course, alongside San Jose State is Rhode Island, Portland State, and Nevada. All teams will play each other, and of course, the Lopes will play each team as well in this GCU Invitational. The 4th annual GCU Invitational, and the first one here in the brand new GCU softball stadium.
It's been really fun to watch this facility develop and grow, and it will continue to grow. And it's only in stage 1 of the process. First pitch from Nolan is upstairs again. Nolan missing high on the first pitch to many of the San Jose State batters. It comes back, rearing. It's gonna. Time is gonna be called, and the home plate umpire is gonna go down and talk with the first base umpire and the San Jose State first base coach. Home plate umpire Jerry McGuire, first base umpire Robert Huff, and third base coach umpire, Joe Coates, as McGuire and Huff were chatting down there with the first base coach for San Jose State. It's a 2-0 count here for Nolan. Something we haven't talked about or said very often here, as if Nolan gets down and count early, 1-0, she usually comes back rearing with the next pitch strike, and that's what she does here, down 2-0. And it's going to be 2-1 now with 2 outs in the inning and a runner on first base. Nolan, just a 184 batting average against with 2 outs in the inning. So not good numbers as Kenzie will throw down to first base. Try to backpick the runner at first, Blair, but not in time.
Nolan is currently the all-time strikeout leader. She surpassed the all-time strikeout record last year on March 2nd, tossing 9 strikeouts to claim the record. She has amassed 457 career strikeouts, and that was before the 2017 season had even begun, Fletcher.
It's going to be very hard to take her from the top spot down the road in history. The 3-2 pitch, hit and run, is fouled off again. Taylor Nolan getting to a 3-2 count and having a 3-2 pitch fouled off here by a San Jose State batter.
Absolutely an aggressive pitcher and a tough cookie, Nolan is. She really knows how to come out strong and come out firing here.
3-2 pitch swung on ground ball left side, shortstop Sierra Smith.
Absolutely.
Shea Smith gets it and throws it over to first base for the out. So 1 hit, no runs scored, no errors, 1 left on base for San Jose State as we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Lopes up 5-0.
If you enjoy TED Talks, then you'll love the TEDx Grand Canyon University. This is a TED event completely organized by students to bring GCU and the community together in the spirit of TED's missions, ideas worth spreading. Enjoy a day of diverse thought through speakers and community on March 2nd. For more information, visit gcuarena.com.
TED Talks are always fun to watch and listen to in class.
Absolutely. Great to, have the opportunity to be able to see one live in person. We watch them so often, of course, in class. So awesome that it's GCU students putting that on and giving that opportunity to come out and see one in person.
New pitcher on the mound in the circle for San Jose State.
Looks like it's going to be number 19, Casey Gressens, I believe. It's a freshman out of Corona, California. So putting a little bit of a younger face out here for the Spartans, hoping to answer back to this 5-0 run leading into the 2nd inning.
Gressens has an 8.76 ERA. Her 5th appearance. She started 2 games, pitched 12.1 innings, and has allowed 12 earned runs, the most on the San Jose State staff. First batter she will face is Taylor Kay, who has a .364 average. She fouls off the first pitch she sees down the 3rd baseline, just dribbling foul.
Taylor Kay, a sophomore with a .364 average on the season. 11 at-bats, 5 runs, 4 hits.
San Jose State pitcher taking her time, getting her sign, and then throws a 1-0 pitch for ball number 1. Taylor Kay playing in left field today. Her 8th game played. Her 4th start of the season.
Yeah, we didn't see her start in that opening tournament that GCU held here a few weeks ago. But as a freshman, she started 14 games, played in 35 during the season. Just a sophomore from Glendale, Arizona, attended Mountain Ridge High School.
The 1-2 pitch is upstairs for ball number 2. That'll even up the count here for Kay. This is just her 12th at-bat of the season. 4 hits. Hitting .364 with 1 RBI and a walk. The 2-2 pitch fouled off just off the knuckles there of Kay, and she will go back to the batter's box with a 2-2 count, staying alive here in the at-bat against Gressens.
Gressens needing to make an impact for the Spartans team. They're down 5 runs in the 2nd inning.
2-2 pitch swung on a miss there, and Gressens has the first out of the inning and our first strikeout of the evening as well.
Shortstop, Shea Smith.
and brings up Shea Smith, who got on base via bunt single in the first inning, and she'll look to do things very similarly this time. She fouls one off down the third baseline. She came around to score on an error by the shortstop during Lainey Gomez's at-bat. GCU putting up a 5 spot in the inning. 2 home runs recorded. Camry Wortman a 3-run bomb, and then Kenzie Hill with a solo shot. Wind's still blowing pretty hard here on the campus of GCU. Another bunt from Smith. This time the pitcher throws it away, and it's going to be 2 bases here for Smith after the ball got past the first baseman. Her helmet coming off as the first baseman tried to catch the ball.
Losing her helmet and all, Shea Smith, preseason all-WAC team this year as a sophomore, alongside Taylor Nolan and Camry Wortman for those honors. Sierra Smith now back up to bat. See if she can answer her sister's call here. They can make a deja vu out of the first inning here in the second.
So the second error recorded by the Spartans, and the dropped pitch is going to be an extra bag. It's going to be a passed ball, and Smith is now on third base after an error by the pitcher and a passed ball. That'll bring out another mound visit here for San Jose State. Only 1 out in the inning, and Smith is at third base for the second time today.
Absolutely running through this batting lineup pretty fast here in the second inning already. Lopes carrying this lead 5-0 in second, already forcing that pitcher's change.
GCU entered the contest with a team average of .322. San Jose State entered the contest with, once the statistic comes to me, a team average of .254, so 70-point difference between the two clubs here in this afternoon contest between San Jose State and GCU. Runner at third base, Shea Smith. Sierra Smith with a 1-1 count and 1 out in the inning will look to increase the lead. Lifted. It's going to be playable for the catcher, and Luna grabs it for out number 2.
Of course, the Lopes coming into this preseason softball coaches poll ranked first, so that's quite a big deal with 23 points ranking after the 2016 season. They tied for second place in the conference, recorded 10-5 in Western Athletic Conference play. So definitely a level of excitement here this season in hopes of capturing that Western Athletic Conference title.
So a defensive change for San Jose State. Number 15 will now play first base. That's Janessa Lozano. And number 13, Madison Aron, will now be the designated player.
And it is now Nikki Gonzalez for GCU, the junior out of Tucson.
Moved everybody over back in the first on a sacrifice bunt. Has 2 outs here and an 0-2 count after seeing 2 straight strikes here from the pitcher, Granez.
Granez knowing she needs to be the difference here for the Spartans and make something happen to get out of this inning, and that's what'll do it right there, leaving Smith stranded there on third. That'll be the end of that for the Lopes.
No runs for the Lopes, no hits, 1 error, 1 man left on base for GCU, and we'll head to the third inning here on GCU TV. Lopes leading 5-0.
Earning your RN to BSN degree online doesn't have to be without the college experience. Finding your purpose takes support from those around you. GCU's leadership offers over 3 decades of experience delivering our accredited RN to BSN program 100% online. Graduate in as few as 16 months, learning from full-time practicing nurse faculty in small classes. Integrate your education with your faith and Christian worldview.
Find your purpose online at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Welcome back out to GCU Softball Stadium. Taylor Nolan back in the circle here for GCU with a 5-0 lead, so good cushion here for the Lopes. And Taylor Nolan, see how long she can go against San Jose State, who's been struggling offensively and defensively here on the campus of GCU.
Yeah, San Jose really struggling so far. Top of the third inning, no runs scored for them. And of course, they've had a strong season. We were talking about that even before the game had begun, about the tough schedule that they've had so far, playing some top-tier teams and really battling in the teams that they've played. They faced off against Oregon, actually, here in Tempe. A few weeks ago, they played Western Michigan, Creighton, Utah, and Virginia. They actually won the game against Virginia 1-0, just recently beating UC Riverside, UTEP. So some top-tier teams coming out not really seeing that same strength today.
Yeah, anytime you play Oregon, the number 5 team in the country, who is expected to win the Pac-12 again for the conference, and number 17 Utah, only falling by 3 to the number 17 team in the country. A good outing there for San Jose State against a ranked opponent. GCU playing Baylor, a ranked opponent as well. Faring well against Baylor, only dropping that one, a pitcher's duel, 1-0. Bats just not coming alive for GCU, but falling 8-0 to the number 5 team in the country, Oregon, and that's going to be tough for anybody to do. Foul ball down the first baseline is dropped there by Bowling. Tough play there with the ball coming over her shoulder, but the count's going to be 2-2 with no outs here for Taylor Nolan and the Lopes. GCU utilizing 2 home runs, only 3 hits in that first inning, putting up that 5 spot, utilizing an error and a sacrifice bunt to do the work.
Batting here for the Spartans is Emma Ensminger. She is a junior, but actually only her second year as a Spartan. Started 45 games last year.
Full count yet again for Taylor Nolan. Delivery swung on a miss, strike 3, and another strikeout. Number 4 for Taylor Nolan here through 2 1/3 innings.
Batting ninth, the left fielder, number
She's adding to the numbers there, racking up her outs once again, of course, coming into this game with 18 strikeouts, or currently ranked 18th, excuse me, in strikeouts, tied with Georgia's Brittany Gray for most wins in the nation. So Nolan having the shot of the season, adding to that, of course, again today.
The first pitch to Jenner absolutely fooling her. Get some oohs and ahs from the crowd here. Second pitch in the dirt. It's 1-1 here with 1 out, nobody on for San Jose State. And it's Chelsea Jenner, the left fielder, in the batter's box. Lifts one to right field. It's going to go right to the outfielder, Lorianne Olson. That one looked like it was going to get down, but the wind carrying it out to right a little bit more, and Olson had a play on it for out number 2.
Absolutely forcing 2 quick outs for GCU. Taylor Nolan, WAC Pitcher of the Year last year in all WAC First Team honors. Preseason ranking for a repeat of the WAC Pitcher of the Year award. All-time strikeout leader. Fast Pitch Coaches Association Division I accolade as well. Started 23 games in the pitching circle last year. Total of 33 contest appearances. Bringing the stats today, though, for the Lopes. That'll force the Spartans on to first.
Single there by Casey Watt lands her at first base.
Casey Watts has a team lead of 6 runs on the season so far. San Jose coming into this game 5-5 after splitting games at the Kajikaw Classic last weekend, going 3-3. The Lopes, of course, 10-1 overall and a 5-0 home lead. Only loss was to Baylor this past weekend.
First pitch to Abockerly is upstairs. Abockerly hitting 120, 25 at-bats, 3 hits coming into the day. She's walked 6 times and struck out 3 times. So she's not going to strike out a lot, and she's going to get on base for you. A .312 on-base percentage is one of the better on-base percentages on the team. The best coming from Cassidy Clark at .516, coming down in the 7th spot. Laced down the third baseline, just foul. McGuire getting out there early to call that one. The first base coach for the Spartans did not like that call, but a good call there by McGuire as that one looked just foul.
So she will be back up to bat again in her 3rd year here as a Spartan. Junior on the team last year. She was all Mountain West first team and Mountain West Player of the Week multiple times. NFCA Division I All Pacific Region 2nd team, starting 51 of the 52 games they had.
3-1 count here for number 22, Brittany Abockerly. And a runner on first base, Casey Watt, after a single lifted to right field. Out number 3, 2 flyouts to right, and a strikeout for Nolan ends the inning. Leaves 1 on base after 1 hit. No runs, no errors, and Lopes take a 5-0 lead to the bottom of the 3rd here on GCU TV. If you're visiting campus this spring, why not stay at the GCU Hotel? Featuring comfortable rooms, a resort-style pool, and the Canyon 49 Grill, it's the perfect place to stay when coming to GCU. Room starting at just $79 a night. Book a room today at gcuhotel.com.
Of course, we always talk about the hotel and Canyon 49 Grill, one of the favorites among students here at GCU. Can always catch a meal there after one of these home games as well. Lots of other athletic events going on this weekend here on the campus of GCU, kind of around the nation as well. We have women's basketball facing off against Chicago State at Chicago this evening. And of course, the last men's home game tonight against Chicago State. That's at 7 p.m. You can catch all the coverage here at GCU TV as always. Women's tennis will be against Southern Utah. That's tomorrow here, the new tennis facilities, if you're on campus for that.
Leading off the 3rd for the Lopes, the center fielder, Lainey Gomez.
Lainey Gomez back up to bat here for GCU.
Lainey Gomez hitting .394 coming into the season. 13 hits and a double. 5-0 lead for the Lopes, and the first pitch she sees is upstairs. Drag bunt attempt pulled back, so it's going to be 1-0 here for Gomez. Here, lead things off in the 3rd.
Lainey Gomez leading the stat board in percentage, .394, as you said, 13 for 33. Behind her is Bianca Boiling, the 11 RBI stat leader, and of course, Taylor Nolan with wins.
The 1-1 pitch swung on and dropped there by the catcher, Luna. 1-2 count now for Gomez, the center fielder here for the Lopes.
She's done a lot for GCU so far into this season. She had a really good showing in the first tournament a few weeks ago. Came out and played really hard. Was in that starting lineup, of course, and back in the starting lineup this weekend in the Invitational. Junior out of Gilbert, Arizona, attended Perry High School. Was one of a few just to play and start in all 50 games for the Lopes in the outfield last year. A .326 batting average.
2-2 count here for Lainey Gomez. Gomez hitting .382 in the season. Swung on, fouled back just a bit, and will stay alive here in the at-bat here against Gersens. seeing her second inning of work
Yeah,
here for the Spartans.
Grissen's doing a nice job here as they transitioned her into pitching into the second inning. She's knowing she has to battle back here and pitch a strong game, and she's doing that now. Really coming out strong here for the Spartans.
Kept the Lopes offense at bay back in the second, only allowing one base runner on an error, and then she got to third base. Ground ball left side, muffed by the shortstop. And Gomez will get on first base with an official score here yet to come.
Second baseman Camry Wortman.
All-star Camry Wortman up to bat now. She was one of those 3 players for GCU to receive preseason all-WAC team. Shea Smith and Taylor Nolan, the other 2.
Wortman's going to get on base with a ground ball to the right side, and everybody's safe. So 2 singles here to lead things off as Gomez goes officially down as a single.
Right fielder Lorian Olson.
Use that, officially going down as an error on the shortstop. Given a thumbs up by the scorer, but then put in the scorebook as an error. So runners on first and second. Bunt is shown here by Lorian Olson.
Multiple errors here early in this game by the Spartans. Shortstop struggling to pick that one up, allowing to get on base.
Strike number 1 here for Olson after that one gets in there at the belt.
Lorian Olson, the freshman from Tucson, Ironwood Ridge High School alumni. Seeing some playing time. We love to see our freshmen get in the game. You know, it is hard to get time in any sport in Division I collegiate play. So great to see Lorian coming out and starting again today in the GCU Invitational.
Little tap bunt there goes foul from Olson. So it's going to be 2-2 here to the right fielder, who had 2 putouts in the last inning on 2 fly balls right at her. She's got runners on first and second, and an RBI opportunity here as Gomez reached on an error. Ground ball, line drive right at the third baseman, double play opportunity, not in time at first base. Heads up play there by Ensminger to grab that one, and there's 1 out in the inning.
Catcher Kenzie Hill.
Kenzie Hill up to bat now. And of course, only 1 out, so plenty of opportunity. Runners at first and second.
Hill homered back in the first. Ball that just kept carrying towards the scoreboard.
Yeah, she saw Camry Wortman do it, and she said, I can do that too, answering back for 2 home runs in 1 inning. Impeccable display there in the first inning by the Lopes. The junior out of Walla Walla, Washington, started in 49 of 50 games last year as a junior in the catcher's position.
Lifted shortstop, and the shortstop is going to make a play on it for San Jose State. Georgia Blair recording the out.
First baseman Bianca Bowley.
Bianca Boiling now to try to bat left here. She doesn't want to strand these runners here. Started 6 games last year as a sophomore, played in a total of 18 at first base.
Line drive right at the shortstop, so another line drive here for GCU. 3 lineouts for GCU, and that retires a side after no runs are scored on 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on base for GCU. We head to the 4th here on GCU TV with the Lopes leading 5-0.
Hey Phoenix, it's Thunder Dan Marley, head coach at Grand Canyon University. Coming to GCU was a great move for me. Join Antelope Nation by enrolling as an evening student at our beautiful campus in the heart of Phoenix. Earn your bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree to take your career to the next level. Engage with industry expert instructors in small classroom settings where you can get the support you need to excel. Scholarships available. See you on campus. Go Lopes.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu/evening.
Softball stadium. Lopes up 5-0 here as we head to the fourth inning. Taylor Nolan back out in the circle again. He's only allowed 2 hits and 2 base runners here for the Spartans. No runs have crossed the plate. Taylor Nolan leaving things off where she did last season. She's continuing to dominate out in the circle for GCU. And GCU will expect her to continue doing that all the way through the season with that shortened pitching staff down to 3.
Absolutely. The reigning WAC pitcher of the year and all WAC first team honoree last year. GCU's all-time strikeout leader will look to take our first pitch here in the top of the 4th.
Alexandra Luna with a 1-0 count, and she's going to get hit there. Madison Aron hit with that pitch, and she's on via hit by pitch.
Catcher, Alexandra Luna.
Taylor Nolan looking to recover here.
First pitch strike here to Alexandra Luna, who struck out back in the second.
Yeah, she'll do a nice job of recovering, just as we expected her to. When she's down in the count, she comes back nicely. Alexandra Luna, just a sophomore for the Spartans. Made 14 starts last year. 19 total appearances, 356 batting average, scoring 3 runs.
The 0-2 pitch outside, back pick opportunity, not in time at first base. Heads up play there by Kenzie Hill, though. See the base runner off the bag and try to get her at first.
Luna recorded last year a home run against Utah State. Drove in 3 runs and 3 RBIs against Utah. Her standout game last year, and that was as a freshman, so coming in still with young experience up at bat here. The catcher out of San Jose, Pioneer High School.
Lifted to center. Gomez has a play on it, camps underneath it. Out number 1 here in the 4th. And a big fly out there for Luna, allowed out here for San Jose State. Brings up Janessa Lozano, who's at first base now.
Spartans leaving Aron on first. Looking to create an opportunity with just 1 out.
First pitch is in the dirt to Lozano. Double play opportunity here for GCU if it's a good ground ball up the middle. Double plays significantly more rare in softball with the shortened bases than baseball. Lifted to left. This one is going to stay in the ballpark. And Taylor Kay camps underneath it for out number 2. Just not enough on that one there for Lozano to get it out of the yard. And it stays a 5-0 ball game with a runner first and 2 outs here in the 4th.
Nice hit, but Kay making that one look easy. Picking up that second out. Doing a nice job, like you said, camping out under that one. Over there in left field. Spartans just can't seem to capitalize here on their hits. Sort of this mid-game run they're trying to attempt to go on. Leaving Aron on first now, looking to make a run for second. If they can get things done here. Nolan pitching that one right down the middle, picking up a ball. 1 strike, 1 ball.
Georgia Blair single to lead thing, or the only single of the second, the first hit of the game for San Jose State back in the second. Pitch gets away from Nolan there, makes it 2-1. 2 outs. And Madison Aron over at first base. The designated player now. Janessa Lozano at the flew out last at bat is now the first baseman. The 2-1 pitch fouled back, and it's 2-2 now. Georgia Blair playing shortstop had a couple of errors so far in the game. 3 errors for San Jose State, 1 on the pitcher and 2 on the shortstop. The delivery is upstairs again. Taylor Nolan not finding that pitch. She's missed the same pitch upstairs during this at bat, and she'll look to find that command here late in the count and is knotted up 3-2. The payoff pitch swung on, lifted. Bowling has a play on out number 3 here. GCU gets out of it with 1 runner left on base. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base for the Spartans. We head to the bottom of the 4th here on GCU TV. Lopes leading 5-0.
Award-winning and chart-topping artists take the stage on March 22nd for the 9th annual Rock and Worship Roadshow at the GCU Arena. Experience Christian music's most uplifting and entertaining concert series for the whole family. General admission tickets are $10. Get your tickets now at gcuarena.com. These last few innings strolling by, Nolan able to get a few outs there. Lopes capitalizing on the top of that inning, heading to the bottom now.
Gersen's still out there in the circle here for the Spartans. Has done well since coming on in relief. Allowed just 3 base runners since coming in to relieve the starter Colette Riggs, who only lasted an inning. Gave up 3 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, and a walk. And GCU put a hurt in the Spartans in the first, going up 5-0. That's been the only scoring inning of the game so far for either team. And the Lopes will head to the 4th, leading things off with Taylor Kay looking to put another crooked number up on the board.
Grisens, though, doing a lot better job of Riggs. Of course, Riggs letting 5 runs go by. Grisens coming in and stepping up to the plate, playing a little bit stronger than we saw Riggs. That'll be 1 ball here for Kay in the bottom of this 4th.
Taylor Kay coming into the game hitting .364. She's hitting .333 now. And looks at another ball here. So it's 2-0. 2 pitches missing low in the zone for Grisens.
Kay, just a sophomore from Glendale, Arizona, attended Mountain Ridge High School. Starting 14 games last year as a freshman, appearing in 35.
Kay struck out, leading things off back in the 2nd, and is leading things off here in the 4th. Swings and grounds one to the third baseman. Third baseman Ensminger throws her out at first base for out number 1. That goes back to the top of the lineup for GCU. Shea Smith, the shortstop, and will step in here with 1 out in the inning. Smith has reached third base twice so far today, scored back in the 1st, and has reached on a single and an error.
Starting all 50 games last year, WAC second team. As a freshman last year, .377 batting average, 63 hits, 167 at-bats.
Line drive, right center field. This could be extra bases for Smith. She's going to be held up at second base, and Smith has a 1-out double here in the 4th.
Absolutely. Speedy little play for Smith there. Comfortably getting on to second. It'll be her sister, Sierra Smith, to see if she can bring her home.
Sierra Smith walked in the 1st and popped up to the catcher back in the 2nd inning. This is going to be her 3rd at-bat of the game. She scored back in the 1st on that home run by Camry Wortman. A bit upstairs there to Smith. And it's going to be a 1-0 count here for the twin sister that's looking at her sister down at second base, asking, hey, let's switch positions right now. Make this a 6-0 ball game and put me at second base. A double would do that. The pitch just outside for ball number 2.
Like sisters do, they do everything together. Both sisters starting all 50 games last year. Sierra had a .311 batting average, 52 hits, and 167 at-bats, nearly mimicking each other's statistics there from last year as freshmen. Sierra, though, 5 doubles, 4 triples, 6 home runs.
The 2-1 pitch from Gersens is popped down the third baseline. Left fielder calls off the shortstop, and Jenner is going to make the grab for out number 2.
Leaving Shea there at second. It's going to be designated player Nikki Gonzalez in the last-ditch effort to get Smith a run here. 5-0, of course, on the Spartans. Bottom of the 4th.
First pitch is a good one there from Gersens to Nikki Gonzalez, strike number 1 here. With a runner on second, Shea Smith doubling with 1 out. And she's been on base every single time she's been up to the plate so far today. Gonzalez is hitting .500 with runners in scoring position. Looks at a pitch low in the zone for ball number 1.
Nikki does a great job of playing very patiently when at bat. She has a great ball IQ and knows when to hesitate, knows when to go in, and keeps things alive. But that'll be a second ball.
2-1 count now for Nikki Gonzalez, the designated player today. Sacrifice bunt in the first, then lined out to the shortstop in the second. Looking to get on base here in the fourth with the third at bat. Ground ball up the middle, stabbed there by the pitcher. And the run's going to score there. Shea Smith coming all the way from second base on that single. The ball just popping off the glove of Gersens out in the circle and going into no man's land. Nobody had a play on it. And Shea Smith was able to score with aggressive base running there.
Absolutely, Fletcher. Smith, like you said, coming in very aggressively. Lainey Gomez now to bat on the left side. Gonzalez, though, really the player in that play there, making that happen for Smith. 6 runs now.
Runner goes. The throw down from the catcher, Luna, and the tag applied by the shortstop, Georgia Blair. And that erases Nikki Gonzalez's single. So 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base for GCU as the Lopes take a 6-0 lead here to the top of the 5th inning here on GCU TV.
I'm Dewey, a student here at GCU studying communications. My dad graduated from GCU in 2009, and he is definitely bleeding purple. He loves GCU to the max. Me choosing to follow in his footsteps was the best idea I could have chosen. The program they had here and the direction it could take me was exactly what I wanted and what I needed. I am a GCU Lope, and I will forever always be one.
Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Welcome back out to GCU Softball Stadium. Taylor Nolan coming out back for the 5th, and as GCU is taking a 6-0 lead after Shea Smith doubled in the 4th and then came around to score on Nikki Gonzalez's RBI single. Taylor Nolan not allowing a run to score. She's only allowed 2 hits as well, so great performance out in the circle for the senior Taylor Nolan. She's been phenomenal her entire career here at GCU.
The GCU Invitational will take a little break from actual GCU Lopes play. San Jose will face Rhode Island tomorrow morning. Then Portland and San Jose will take some action. Rhode Island versus Nevada. Then GCU will take the field once again at 4:30 tomorrow evening to face off Portland State. Then a doubleheader against Nevada at 7.
A bunch of teams on the West Coast and then Rhode Island. Portland State, the Vikings, coming all the way out from Portland, Oregon. Getting a little bit of break from the rain. A lot of rain up in the Northwest.
That's right.
A lot of rain in Oregon and California as well. 200% of their normal rainfall on the West Coast so far this year, just in the month of February and January. Time is called as the pitch gets number 21, Cassidy Clark. So she'll get on base with the second hit batters of the game, one coming in the fourth and now one coming in the fifth, both to lead off the inning.
Will be Emma Ensinger for the Spartans up to bat. Junior out of Victoria, BC, Canada.
Ball's in the dirt. Runner bluffs on a steal attempt and then smartly goes back to first base. Kenzie Hill, target on her back there, would have gunned the runner easily at either base Clark decided to go to. The 1-0 pitch, bunt shown, and yes, she did attempt to bunt the ball. The umpire, McGuire, decides, and it's going to be a 1-1 count now as Spartans trail 6-0 here over GCU.
Ensinger at bat, the junior from Canada. She was named to the 2015 Canadian National Softball team. They competed in the 2015 Pan Am Games.
2-1 count here for Emma Ensminger. Delivery. Strike number 2. Good pitch there from Nolan to even things up in the count with a runner on first base. Ensminger playing third. 2-2 pitch fouled back into the inning to stay alive here in the at-bat. Ensminger struck out in the third, her last at-bat. Came into the game hitting .269.
Yeah, 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 RBIs on the season so far. Of course, with their 5-5 record coming in versus our 10-1 record. Best start since we've went Division I for GCU. Ensinger looking to fight back. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs.
Full count pitch. The payoff pitch swung on, lifted over the third baseman's head. That's going to get down. That's going to be a single here for Ensminger in the fifth.
Runner on first, runner on second now for the Spartans. It's going to be Chelsea Jenner, the senior out of Canada as well, to bat on the right side for the Spartans.
There's going to be a pinch runner applied here by the Spartans, number 5, coming into the game for San Jose State. It's Mackenzie Drake, a 5'6" infielder from San Jose, California, went to Pioneer High School, coming in to run for Cassidy Clark. And GCU playing a couple similar opponents as San Jose State, ending things with Utah, a doubleheader before really finishing things off with BYU on May 3rd, but a doubleheader against Utah on May 2nd, facing off against Arizona as well. And both those teams from the 2016 NCAA tournament last year. First pitch is outside. Also facing off against Washington, Arizona, and then Baylor, ranked in the top 25 poll as well. The pitch is lifted. Infield fly rule in effect. Out number 1. Camry Wortman doing the honors of catching that one.
Right fielder Casey Watt.
Casey Watt back up here for the Spartans to attempt to make something happen, have runners stranded now on first and second for the Spartans. They're down 6-0. Nolan pitching that one in straight, but it'll be 1 ball here picked up.
GCU entered the season with an RPI of 42 this year, facing off against the number 23 team in the country in Baylor. Just dropping that contest 1-0. And the way they're rolling right now, don't be surprised if you see the GCU Lopes with a couple of votes received in the next couple of coaches polls, and they can continue to win. Swung on a miss, swung through that one there.
Yeah, Nolan doing a nice job of chasing her out on that one to pick up the second strike. One out here. And runners now pressuring on first and second.
Ground ball stabbed by the third baseman. Double play attempt. Got him! What a play there by Sierra Smith at third base. Diving play and then the throw over to first to get the double play. And the Lopes get out of the inning here, up 6-0 here, headed to the fifth. Tomorrow night, the men's volleyball team takes on the #1 team in the country, Ohio State, in GC Arena. This will be a match you won't want to miss. The game starts at 6 p.m. You can watch the game live on YouTube and GCU TV. A couple of the men's volleyball players here in attendance as well, sitting right next to us here in the stands, watching their fans and fellow student athletes on the softball team. Always a fun crowd, always a fun environment to be in those GCU men's volleyball games.
Of course, yeah, the first time this season that they will actually play in the GCU Arena, able to get out of Antelope Gymnasium. Big matchup for them. Highest ranked team to come in to GCU Arena, isn't that correct, Fletcher?
Absolutely. #1 team in the country. Haven't lost in over a year, have a 40-game win streak. And if you want to see Goliath fall, coming out to GCU Arena, free admission. It'll be a fun one and definitely one you won't want to miss. One of 2 teams coming to GCU on the men's volleyball schedule, ranked opponents.
Absolutely. Men's volleyball 9-5 overall. 5-1 in the conference.
Leading off the fifth for the Lopes, the center fielder, Lainey Gomez.
Lainey Gomez up to bat once again for GCU. Batting left side here, 6-0. Leading the Spartans.
Has an RBI to her name today, reaching on an error back in the first, which scored Shea Smith. She then scored on Camry Gorman's home run. Ground ball chopped to the shortstop. Not in time. It's going to be a leadoff single for Lainey Gomez.
Absolutely. Nice single for her. Lainey Gomez dominating in this game today. Getting on base. Camry Wortman now to bat. One of the 3 named to the preseason WAC All-Team alongside Shea Smith and Taylor Nolan. This is the 3rd year in a row that Wortman has been named to the preseason All-WAC team.
Wortman's 2 for 2 today with a 3-run RBI home run back in the first and then singled in the third. She was stranded in the inning and has the opportunity to break this one even more open than it already is, with a runner on first base in Lainey Gomez, center fielder with speed at first after she singled to the shortstop. Lifted right field, and this one's going to be playable for the right fielder. Casey Watt grabs that one for out number 1.
Looked so good. She bats with so much strength and confidence there. She batted that one out to the right. Looked like the similar spot that she got the homer earlier, just not quite hard enough. But it would be Lorianne Olson now up to bat. Only 1 out here in this inning for the Lopes. Plenty of time.
First pitch is a called strike here to Olson. Off the bat, it looked good, but died in the air. Wind blowing from left to right, from left field to right field. Fans to our left wanting that one to leave the yard. Ball's in the dirt, and it's going to be a wild pitch. And Lainey Gomez is going to get on to second base with that wild pitch, and that's going to make the count 1-1 here with 1 out in the inning. Ball's in the dirt again, making the count 2-1. Lainey Gomez getting a big secondary lead down there at second base, seeing the ball in the dirt, taking a couple extra steps. Decided to go back.
Catcher coming out to talk with Grissens there at the mound. Count 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out.
Lainey Gomez almost caught off second base there, slipped between second and third, but had to go back.
The Lopes will face tomorrow, of course, Nevada in the inaugural GCU Invitational. They swept the Wolfpack in 2 contests last year.
Lorianne Olson works a walk and brings up Kenzie Hill, who's 1 for 2 today. A solo shot back in the first to right center field, and a pop to the shortstop in the third, and this is their third at-bat of the day. Coming in with a .333 batting average and a .667 slugging percentage. He's hitting .375 with runners in scoring position, so a good opportunity here for GCU with 1 out in the inning, up 6-0 to score another run.
Spartans will bring their infield in to convene here at the pitcher's mound. Coach Peter Turner here in his 11th season for the Spartans, 2013 WAC Coach of the Year. Spartans currently 5-5 on the season, with the big wins, like we said, against Virginia and UC Riverside.
Hill squares around a bunt as she has every single time she's been in the batter's box during the first pitch. She'll pull it back and see the ball in the dirt. Throw down to second base, not in time, too high there. Second baseman Clark, Mackenzie Drake now, who's in at second base, had to bring that one down. 2-0 count here for the catcher, Hill. Runners on first and second. 1 out in the inning, and Kenzie Hill looking to break things open. Up 6-0 here for GCU. Bunt shown. Pulled it back, and everybody's going to get on base. 2 stolen bases there for GCU. Great bluff there on the bunt. Makes it a 3-0 count. The appeal down to the first base umpire, Robert Huff, says she didn't go. And there's runners on second and third now after 2 stolen bases.
Luna hesitated there, looking like she was going to throw over to third and then decided not to, allowing them to get on to third.
Bases loaded, another walk.
Absolutely. That's Kenzie Hill now on first.
First baseman Bianca Moley.
Boiling now to make things happen. Possible
walk-off win here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Lopes up 6-0. And a home run would make this a 10-0 ball game and would end the game.
Big potential play here for the Lopes. No pressure on bowling, though. Bases loaded.
The 1-0 pitch is at the belt for strike number 1. GCU players in the dugout hooting and hollering, cheering on bowling here and trying to rattle the pitcher Grisens, who's pitched very well so far, only allowing 1 run, that coming back in the 4th inning. Bases are loaded. Delivery upstairs, ball number 2.
So we got Gomez on third, Olson on second, and Hill over there on first. Boiling up to bat. 2 balls, 1 strike.
The delivery, check swing, strike number 2.
Yeah, leading her out on that one. Looking for the bunt, but getting the strike.
The 2-2 pitch from Grisens. Swung on, chopped over the first base head, and it's just foul.
Yep, everybody will go back to their places. Bases loaded. Boiling has another opportunity to keep the Lopes alive in the bottom of this 5th inning.
Still a 2-2 count. Grisens gets her sign from the catcher, Luna. Comes set and will deliver. The 2-2 pitch outside and low for ball number 3. Full count here. And a possible run RBI here. If Bianca Bowling walks, it's an RBI. Makes it 7-0.
Olsen trailing that second bag over there, getting awfully excited before Gomez can even get off third.
The payoff pitch swung on, lifted. It's going to stay in the ballpark. It's going to get down. 1 run is in, and everybody's going to be held at their respective bags. So a single here for Bianca Bowling makes it a 7-0 ball game, and everybody advances a bag.
Absolutely. Tremendous effort out here by GCU, and Pearson has to be excited about that play put out there by Boiling. Keeping that one, like you said, in the park. Great effort on all sides today. Batting so well. Nolan doing a great job pitching. Couldn't ask more still so early on in the season, Fletcher.
We're going to have a pinch hitter here for GCU. It's going to be number 4, Maddie Dowdle,
Your attention, please.
a sophomore from Tucson, Arizona.
For Maddie Dowdle.
Maddie Dowdle, the sophomore out of Tucson, Arizona, played and started in 40 out of 50 games in the left field last year as a freshman.
She's hitting .333 this year, just her 16th at-bat of the season, but has 5 hits. She's going to foul back the first pitch she sees. Really liked that pitch and saw it all the way, just getting underneath it a little bit. That ball looking to be the size of a watermelon out there. Dowdle wanting to get all of that one. Just gets underneath it a little bit, making it an 0-1 count. The pitch is upstairs, ball number 1.
Grisenge knowing she has to just get out of this inning for the Spartans and able to keep their hopes alive so they can go into a 6th inning. Of course, scoring here, 10 runs would mean the end of the game.
The pitch, high and inside, ball number 2. It's 2-1 count here to Dowdle, the pinch hitter here in replace of Taylor Kay. Two-one pitch, an off-speed pitch there from Grisens. It's strike number 2. It's going to be 2-2. Taylor Kay finished her day going 0 for 2. Struck out in the 2nd and then grounded out in the 4th. So Dowdle coming in here with the bases loaded and an RBI opportunity. The 2-2 pitch swung on, lifted to right field. The right fielder is on it. Sacrifice fly, and the Lopes will score another run. And GCU wins it on a walk-off sacrifice fly by Maddie Dowdle, taking this one 8-0. And Taylor Nowlin gets the win, gets the shutout as well, tossing 5 full innings of shutout baseball, only allowing 3 hits over the course of the ball game. A great pitching performance here from the senior Taylor Nowlin, but that 5-run first really cemented the victory for GCU, rattling and taking out Colette Riggs in the first, and San Jose State really couldn't come back after that.
Absolutely. Of course, the GCU Invitational continuing tomorrow. There'll be a few games in the morning, but GCU will take action at 4:30 p.m. right here on GCU TV to face off against Portland State and then to turn around and play Nevada at 7 p.m. It's going to be a great invitational, Fletcher, based on today's game. Coach Pearson couldn't be more excited. I don't think the Lopes could be more excited about how this one turned out today. 8-0 for the Lopes. They'll extend their overall record now to 11-1 on the season as they go into the rest of this invitational.
Absolutely. GCU opening things off of the GCU Invitational with a win, 8-0 over San Jose State. Thank you for tuning in. We've got a lot more GCU softball all this weekend and a lot of athletics going on all weekend long with men's volleyball and men's basketball. Tune in at 4:30 tomorrow to see the rest of the GCU Invitational as GCU takes on Portland State. You can follow GCU on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to the GCU TV YouTube channel on youtube.com/GCU. Have a great night, everybody. And you can catch that GCU basketball game starting up in just about an hour, 6:30 pregame time on GCU TV and on local television. For the entire crew, Taylor Bond, I'm Fletcher Like. Have a good one and go Lopes.